Hey folks, it's Federico here, and as you probably noticed, especially if you're a patron of mine, I didn't upload any new content in a while, nor videos nor patches. There's actually a bunch of reasons for that. I even made a video to tell you about these reasons, but I am not going to publish it because it's not really necessary. So one of these reasons is that I'm lacking a bit of inspiration lately. So in order to overcome that and at the same time produce a new patcher, I have created this little project. So there is something called Oblique Strategies, and this is a set of cards written by Brian Eno and some other composer. And their purpose is to get you unstuck, get you like creatively unstuck when you are lacking inspiration. So exactly what I need. Now, those cards are they are created for music composition, but I think they can be applied, a lot of them can be applied to almost any creative block. So I made this patch, which displays a table with a stack of cards. There are 117 of those oblique strategies. So the patch works like this. You open it and you get this rendering window, and let's see what it does. I will click on draw a card. And there is a little sound effect. I'm actually not sure if you can hear it, but there is a little sound effect. And then a card gets drawn out. Now, let's go through some of those and see how we can interpret them and if they could be useful, for example, for someone that is stuck in creating YouTube videos. Assemble some of the instruments in a group and treat the group. Okay, so I can imagine this means like to put a bunch of instruments inside like a master track, and then you treat this master track or a bunch of tracks into a master track. This could be also thought as you have a bunch of ideas, maybe, and then you put them all under the umbrella of a bigger idea, and then you treat the bigger idea, something like that. The cards are chosen randomly, so let's draw another one. You are an engineer, haha, thank you. Okay, I guess this means like make them things that are bulletproof and work flawlessly inside their context, or like plan the things very well. This could be the way to think about this phrase, but everyone will have his own interpretation, right? I'm just thinking out loud now that the cards come out. Let's get another one. Riff. Okay, so just like make something cool that sounds good and gives you joy, something like that. Let's get another one. Make a sudden destructive unpredictable action. Incorporate it. Okay, in music you can definitely do that, and that will possibly sound cool. Thinking how you can incorporate these into like the process of making YouTube videos or just making max patches. You could get rid of a bunch of old patches, for example, and come up with something new. Let's see. Get your neck massaged. Okay, yeah. My neck is very stiff. I could do that. I think it's just very expensive, and my girlfriend is not really up to this sort of stuff. So yeah, but it's a good idea. I should maybe invest in that. Do the washing up. Okay, so I guess this means like clean up your stuff, maybe clean up your mind even, and just start anew on a fresh start. This could be something nice. Look at the order in which you do things. Oh, that's a very good one. It's a very good one. You could write down the order in which you usually do the things you do to get to a certain result, and then you could re-evaluate this order, maybe scramble it up or see if it's actually the best order. Having a lot of fun, so we'll do the last one. Do nothing for as long as possible. I'm a master of that. I guess in music this will mean to like make a long pause. And I guess I already did that. I didn't upload any new content for as long as possible, so I guess I'm already good on that. Cool. So just to show you shortly the patcher, so the whole animation, how the cards come out, this is all done inside jit.gen, which uses trigonometry to animate the card. I'm not going to explain you that because it's like trial and error. You just have to get a feel for how the function is going to plan out. And also, if you use Grapher, if you're on a Mac, you can use Grapher, or you can use some other similar applications for Windows or something, or even some online tools that will allow you to like graph a function, so you can see exactly what will happen if I do, like, for example, this to the power of 10 or something, and then you see that you get this nice function that goes between 0, goes between 1 and 0, and you have this nice curve that goes exactly between 0 and 1. For an x that goes between 0 and 1, you get a y that goes between 1 and 0. So we could, if you want it to be the other way around, we could do something like that. And we get this nice curve. So the now goes between 0 and 1. So yeah, Grapher is really cool to like plot out the functions that you're going to use to animate stuff. So the whole animation is done like this, and then is a jit UI object for picking up the cards. It could be a bang in the patcher, but this is cooler because you can click directly in the rendering window. And so for that, you will need max 9 to run this patch actually in its current format. I guess if you use max 8, you will just not have jit UI. I guess you will have all the rest. Another maybe interesting thing is that these are actually squares, right? These cards, they're squares that have been flattened down. The scale is here in the jit.gen. That's actually the scale of these cubes. And so when you apply a texture to a square, the texture, which is in this case the text, is generated as a texture by these GGL node here. There's a GGL node that captures the text and outputs the textures with this text. And then this text is applied to the card, is mixed to this like color white paper texture. I don't know if you can see the texture, but there is like a papery texture applied to these cards. And if you apply a texture to a cube, you will have the texture on all sides, right? You will have it also on the back and on the sides. And so I did something really unorthodox, which is I just passed the texture coordinates to the mesh only if the y position of the vertices is less than minus 0.98. So the height will go between minus 1 and 1. So in case we are looking at the back or the front face of the cube, its height will be greater than minus 0.98, so there will no texture coordinates, or actually only the texture coordinate of 0 will be applied. In fact, we don't have the papery texture on this side of the cube, but only on the other side. It's very hacky, and it's probably not the best solution, but it was a fast one. And I guess that's it. We got the GGL PBR attached to this is the table model. I will give you all the models I'm using here. I will give you the table model inside the patcher. The table model is from TurboSquid. And as always, you will find these patcher on my Patreon. And I will definitely come back soon with some new stuff. Now I think I'm getting unlocked now with the Oblique Strategies and a bit of a refreshed mindset. So I think I will see you soon with some new stuff. So thank you for watching this little demo, and take care. I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao.